Hi, May 25th, Thursday. Here we are again, Thursday. Another rainy, dreary day, and today I didn't do all that much. I took a good portion of the day and took a nap. I feel extremely tired. Um, and I was tempted to feel like a loser this week, but I actually have done a lot of productive things this week. I was supposed to have an important call at 1 o'clock, and I was really excited about it. And the woman was not available. Um, so that was frustrating, and I just think the worst. um, I also spent a good portion of my time looking into this grant that I thought Traumattire would be perfect for, but because we are still in concept prototype phase, I don't qualify for that, and it closes in a few days. So that was a bit of a bummer. Uh, Today I'm going to talk about something that I was tempted to not talk about, and I'm wondering if I can read off my computer and still be filmed. I'm hoping you can film. My son is saying you can. So hopefully you can see me as I'm doing this. But I wasn't going to give a lot of time to this diagnosis. But that's not fair, and we're going to talk about it and deal with what it is. So, about a month ago, what was the language exactly? One of my doctors says that my behavior is reading like or showing patterns of borderline personality disorder. So I went home, did my research, and this is a very simple definition. There are many pages of information if you want. But it says borderline personality disorder is a serious mental disorder marked by a pattern of ongoing instability in moods, behavior, self-image, and functioning. These experiences often result in impulsive actions and unstable relationships. A person with BPD may experience intense episodes of anger, depression, and anxiety that may last from only a few hours to days. Some people with BPD may also have high rates of co-occurring mental disorders such as mood disorders, anxiety disorders, eating disorders, along with substance abuse, self-harm, suicidal thinking, behaviors, and suicide. While mental health experts now generally agree that the label borderline personality disorder is very misleading, a more accurate term does not exist yet. So, that's fine. As I read more detail, there were things that I resisted, and I will work those out with my therapist. But one of the things that is very true is that I do have various anxiety and mood disorders. I would consider myself an angry person, which I didn't before, but I do have serious bouts of intense anger. And a lot of people with BPD have experiences with cutting, things of that nature, which I didn't or don't. So it's really hard. It's really easy to kind of see things about an illness and be like, oh, I don't do that. That's not me. And because when I see things like doctors are still having a hard time, pinpointing what this looks like, I think that is because we don't talk about it. And, you know, doctors are doing the best with what they have. But the more we talk about it and the more say, I don't feel like this, I'm more like this, then we can better determine which behaviors and which actions are more along the lines of one diagnosis as opposed to another. Without telling you all of my details today, all of my skeletons, there are things that I have done in the past that were reckless behavior, and I didn't see that as such. I'll take promiscuity for example. I've always prided myself in being a woman who was non-emotional when it came to intimate relationships. I thought that there was power in the control and being able to set the parameters of the relationship, communicating, being safe, not having any, expectations, and being able to kind of walk away from that situation without being broken. And it has probably been only in the last 2 years that I've kind of seen the brokenness in that. Here I thought I was being such a strong woman, being able to kind of navigate in the world of sex like a man. And what it was that I came to the table, with a lot of other issues. And I think in that way, that was a self-harm that would probably be deemed as such under borderline personality, because it is a way that I am behaving to feel something, often aggressively, often rough, because I have a void and a numbness, especially as a survivor of sexual assault. It can be very non-emotional an event for me. So in that way, also I tend to pick at things on my person, and that too I think is another way that, I think sometimes at least for me, I can see things black and white. So when domestic violence doesn't look like The Burning Bed on Lifetime movie, or when, a religious cult doesn't look like drinking purple juice, or when self-harm doesn't look like slicing cuts in your arm, for me it's like, well, I don't do that. But it's all degrees, and I think I have had degrees of things that have not been healthy for me, and in its totality has been very harmful for me. So I am learning a lot about borderline personality disorder. I am learning about the choices I make and the way I try to self-protect myself, the way I try to create an environment that I can control to minimize pain. And that's really all it is, right? It's like another example of how awesome our brains and our bodies work, where they're like, take care of yourself, be good to yourself. Sometimes we do it in a jacked up method, but in theory we are awesome, physical bodies and mental bodies, and everything kind of tweaks to make sure that we're going to be okay. And we are going to be okay. So that's it today. Borderline personality disorder. We're wrapping up the month. We're almost done. And thank God it's been a long month. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some sunshine, or maybe just my spirits will be up in general. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow.